there is a method display. Imagine there is a method display. Void display. Okay, void display. Int a comma int b. Now it's a very simple question, basic question. How will you call this display? You will call display by passing
parameter.
two numbers. Two numbers. Can you pass less than two arguments here? No. No. More than two arguments? No. It is because very simple concept. This is fixed number of arguments function, which we write normally. Fixed number of argument function. That means if arguments are 2, you must pass 2. Neither you can pass less than 2 nor more than 2. But there is something called as variable number of arguments function. In which case, I just show you display 10. Now when you look at display 10, you say that okay, display must be the function accepting int. But then you will see display 10 comma 20. Now you say, what is this? Display 10 and display 10 20 in Java or anywhere, I mean. So what is this method? Sometimes it accepts one parameter, sometimes more than one. That is possible. That is possible when you have a function with variable number of arguments. Now variable number of arguments concept was introduced in Java 5. Before Java 5, this concept was not there. This concept was introduced in Java 5. They means James Gosling and his team. Java people took this concept or derived this concept from C programming. C programming? Yes. C programming has got a function called as printf. You need not know. But this printf is used to display. But this printf sometimes takes one argument, sometimes takes more than one argument. How is it possible? It's possible because printf is variable number of argument function. Printf and scanf. They take different arguments at different times. How it's possible? It's possible because those are variable number of argument function. So Java people like that idea. And they said, let us introduce this concept also in Java. So they introduced variable number of argument function in Java 5. The difference is in C, it is little bit complicated, that variable number of argument function. Java being a simple language, in Java it's a simple technique to write variable number of argument function. How can you write such a function? Is void display int num and 3 ellipses. Sorry. 3 dots means ellipses. And that is called as this is the way you create variable number of argument function. Now here you can pass 0 or more argument, 0 or more. But how does it work? How it must be working? Sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 10, and so on. How this must be working? No need to think too much. Java being a simple language, they have used simple technique. What do? They create array. They create array dynamically. Huh? Hello? They create array internally. So whenever, no matter how many numbers you pass, they create array internally. So that's the way variable number of argument functions are used. See the examples. Where args? In day 6, where args? Demo 1, demo 2.
So does it take 0 arguments?
Sorry? Because then array will be created empty. Yeah, that dot should be first. Int ellipsis set. What will you call this as? Ellipsis. Ellipsis, not eclipse. Ellipsis. So what does that mean? Display is variable number of argument function. And I told you, Java being a simple language has used simple technique for variable number of argument function. And that simplest technique is array. Array is created dynamically. And the big proof for that is dot length variable. You know, dot length variable is created in case of array. So d dot display 10, 20. Here array of 2 integers will be created. Set dot length will be 2. I0, I less than set dot length, I plus plus, SOP set of I. Now here I'm not going to draw the diagram because arrays diagram you know very well. So in case of 10 and 20, array will be created of 2 elements, 0th element 10, first element, one element 20. And using this for loop, we display all 10, 20. Okay. There is one more loop. Here it is used. Int k colon set for int k colon set. This is called as for each loop. How does it work? Is it traverses through set. It traverses through set, and each and every member of set is assigned to k, and that k is displayed. It traverses through set array. Each and every member of that array is assigned to k, and that k is displayed. What about last line, 100 to 500? So in that case, array will be created of 5 elements. So here set dot length will be 5. Okay, it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. So when you run this program, you get output. You get output double because you are printing twice. 10, 20, 10, 20. Then 100 to 500, 100 to 500. It is because two loops you are using. One is simple loop. The other one is for each loop.
The in syntax of for each loop, we can write for each also instead of for.
Many for
only.
For. This is called as for each loop.
Okay, so in this example, void display, you wrote int triple dot set, and in previous example, you wrote void display int num triple dot.
No, triple dot should come before. This is the correct syntax.
Okay.
But this display function will accept all integers. What about that method which can accept one integer, one float, one double, one my class, one string, and that too n number of times? How can we write that function?
Object.
Is it possible? First of all. Yes. Yes. Perfect. How can we write such a function which can accept multiple types and unlimited? Very simple. Very, very simple. Object ellipsis. Suppose str. Now you can pass anything. Combination of integer, float, double, my class, string, n number of classes, and that to n number of values. So that example is there in demo 2. Okay, let's see demo. Look at demo 2 first. Class A, B, C, D. Class A, B, C, D, all classes, they have overdone toString method. They have overdone toString method, and there is some message. That message we will see afterwards. That message we will discuss afterwards. Void display object ellipsis. Yes. Object ellipsis means it can take any type and n number of, because ellipsis is there. And then as usual, I is 0, I less than, call dot length, because internally it creates array, dynamic array. Every time you call the function, it creates dynamic array. I is 0, I less than, call dot length, I plus plus, SOP call of I. Or using for each loop, object ref colon call and SOP ref. And in the main function, you have created 4 objects, ABCDs, 4 objects, and then new demo2.display OB1, OB2, OB3, OB4. Can they go? Yes. Why? Because argument is object, ellipsis, that too ellipsis. Now just check this much, then I will take you to all these classes. Just check this code.
So, sir, here we can say that column is array of references, right?
Yeah. Same diagram.
Yes, sir.
Array of references, those array of references will refer to objects, and to that array of reference one call will refer. Diagram is same. Now just tell me one thing, huh? Diagram and everything is clear to you, because already we have discussed this point, already we have discussed this concept. What happens in case of array of object? Tell me, SOP call of I, what will be displayed? What is call of I first of all? Call of I is kya hai?
Reference.
Reference. Reference. So when we print reference, what happens in Java?
ToString method is called.
ToString method gets called. ToString method gets called. Barabar, ekdam barabar. That means in this for loop, what will happen, or what we are doing is we are calling ToString methods of OB1, OB2, OB3 and OB4, right? So we can expect that output. Now whether A, B, C, D, they have overdone ToString or not. If they are not overdone ToString, then all these A, B, C, D, their parent class is object. The object ToString will be called, and we will get the output A @ some number, B @ some number. Remember that. But in this case, all A, B, C, D, they have overdone ToString. Now you might say, okay, they have overdone ToString. All these classes, they have overdone ToString. So what is great in that? What is great in this example, or what is new in this example, is the way all these classes have overdone string. Return my name is, and then get class dot get name. Get class dot get name. Now what is this get class dot get name? Output I will show you. My name is ABCD. That is the output. So for example, this particular method shows my name is A. This particular method shows my name is B. My name is C, and so on. But what about get class dot get name?
Sir,
My
get
name
class
is
is a
written here.
method of
Method,
object.
the methods in object class.
Okay. And what about get name?
The get name is a method of, I think, a class. I don't 100% sure. But
Sir, can you scroll down to the main function? Okay.
We are passing OB1, OB2, OB3. Get class, not get name.
So get name we use to print the names of the methods used in that particular class.
Not method.
No?
Class name.
No. You first understand the syntax. Huh? Get class is called without any reference. So what do you mean by that?
Static.
Get class is called without any reference.
Static
No. Get class is called without any reference. That means either that method belongs to same class A, or it is inherited, and nothing else. और कुछ नहीं हो सकता. When you call any method without any reference, so either that method belongs to same class, or that method is inherited.
It is a method of
Get
object class.
So get class is not there in A. We can't see get class anywhere. कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है. So that means get class is the method of object class. So object class method we can call directly because inherited methods है ना. Okay. But then get name is called using dot, and dot के पहले get class. So get name is not object class method. Get name must be method of that class which is written here. Get name must be get name must be method of that class which is written by this get class. Now get class returns what?
Object.
No need to think much. No need to think much, because thanks to Java's method naming convention. Big thanks to Java's method naming convention. Method name क्या है? Get class. So what it must return? It must return class. Class का reference. So get name is a method of class because it is invoked on the reference of get class, on the reference of class. Suppose if I say get singleton, remember that example, get singleton. Why I gave that name get singleton? I could give get fun or get temp as a method name, and program could work. But then I did not give that name, get fun, get tmp. I gave name get singleton because when people see that method name, they come to know, yes, get singleton means iska return type to singleton hi hona chahiye. Okay, that's why method naming conventions are very, very important, especially when you join industry. So get class, Java, James Gosling and his team, they have maintained this method naming convention so well that everything is readable. When you see get class, you will understand, yes, get class method must be returning class reference. So on that class reference, we call get name. That means get name is a method of class. Now we have to understand logically, इसका meaning क्या है? Get class dot get name inside A. Get class dot get name inside A का meaning क्या हुआ? get class dot get I'm discussing what get class dot get name inside A. Okay, so you know that concept. What is class? Whenever in Java any class gets loaded, it is represented by instance of class. So instance of class. Represents what? Which class? Loaded class, that is A. Suppose A has got loaded, so we will get one instance of class, which represents loaded class, that is A. And what does it contain? It contains information about loaded class, that is A. Information about A. Okay. Now when you say get class, when you say get class, where? Inside A. Where? Inside A. Inside A, when you say get class, you get this reference. ये जो है ना, you get this reference. So get class gives you this. And on this, you call get name. Get name. So whose name it will return? This instance of class will return whose name? To whom it represents? It represents A. So it will give name of A. When you call get class in class B, so another instance of class which represents B. It has got information about B. On that class instance, when you say get name, whose name will it return? B, and so on. So that's the way you have to understand get class dot get name. Get class returns class reference. On that reference, you call get name. Followed? Get class dot get name. Now henceforth, whenever you want to print class name inside class, always remember get class dot get name. But simply if you memorize this get class dot get name, it will work, it will give you output, but it's of no use. You must understand why do we write get class dot get name. What do you mean by get class? What is that get class? Get class is a method of object class. So we can call directly. But get name is a function of class. That's why get class dot get name. And diagrammatically also you should understand like this. Kya hua? Inside get class, inside class A, when you say get class, you get class instance which represents A. And on that instance you call get name. So it will give you name of A. In this case, get class ka return type class. Get name ka return type string. Okay, so this is the way we can write variable number of argument function. Okay, now we will continue after break. It's 10:25.